It's now or never, my love way.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And Wyoming Sports Talk Today being brought to you by Taco John's. It's very simple math today, 2 words. Taco Tuesday at all Taco John's, KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road. Right here at the corner of Del Range and Ridge, at the corner of Pershing and Ridge, and, of course, on the South Greeley Highway in the Outlaw Saloon parking lot with the Taco John's food truck. Taco Tuesday today at all Taco John's of Cheyenne. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. The 2020 Sorento is in. The 2020 Soul is on the lot right now. And, again, the 2020 Telluride waiting for you to take a test drive. And, again, check it out. Matter of fact, kick a few tires and then take it home tonight. And just get the paperwork done and just drive it home, because you know the product that Kia delivers, especially when it's from Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. See my good friend AJ and the crew today. Platte Valley Bank ×2 over on Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing. Again, all of the banking services that you expect from Platte Valley Bank. And you know what? They go even further for you. So remember, when you are doing your banking or looking for a bank, remember Platte Valley Bank first. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Powers Field, and Menards on the menu right now. To go with any goodies that you select is their mac and cheese. Hopefully that will be a permanent fixture over at Chick-fil-A. But for a limited time, you can enjoy their frosted caramel coffee. They serve up 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday, 2 convenient drive-thrus, and again, located right across from Menards and Powers Field, Ray and Cindy's place. My good friends, the Meffords, over at Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Medicap Pharmacy over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. And again, open Monday through Saturday. You can do your business inside. You can do the convenient drive-thru outside. Remember, bring your doctor's prescription. Let Gene and his staff fill those prescriptions, explain those medications to you. Medicap Pharmacy, yes, they are your hometown pharmacist for Cheyenne. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center, the Auto Body Shop on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean over at the Auto Glass and Detail Center. And again, the Auto Body Shop has proven its value over the years. It comes back to you looking showroom new. Again, see my good friend Heather Lennox and the crew today over at Lennox Auto Body. For more information, call 634-6608. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. And again, they are co-sponsors of the End to Alzheimer's Walk coming up on Saturday, September 28th. That'll be in Lions Park. But remember, too, they're offering great CD rates right now with some wonderful annual percentage yields. So talk with the finance staff today at First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday. Mondello's Pizzeria right across the street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenwood Commons. You know, Joe Mondello's been doing this for a long time. What? Making delicious Paisan cuisine. And again, take it from one Paisan to another Paisan. The food is excellent. Whether it's the pie, whether it's the strombolis, the calzones, the sandwiches. The sandwiches are what really gives away Joe's pièce de résistance. I'm telling you, the bread is fresh. It is delicious. All of the ingredients inside those sandwiches are absolutely wonderful. Have it heated up or eat it cold. It's your choice. Mondello's Pizzeria. This is true Paisan cuisine at its best. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, open 7 days a week. And let's go to our scoreboard. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
For LCCC action for tonight, at least for the volleyball team, they will be at home over at the RAC. They will take on Otero Junior College. Again, this game will start at 6 o'clock tonight. Again, it is Spike Out Polio Night there at the RAC, where all proceeds from tonight's ticket sales do go to End Polio Now. Again, 100% of it will go to that effort. Again, Spike Out Polio at least night, again, as LCCC takes on Otero Junior College. So looking forward to that. Again, 6 o'clock there live over at the RAC. And do want to remind folks coming up this Friday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com. At least that's the audio side of things, but at least video side, as we got that all squared away, tested out the new product that we got in today, and it is 100% working, so we will have the video live stream for this Friday's contest, where you can see it on Periscope via Twitter and also to the 1480KRAE YouTube channel, where we will have Cheyenne South play host to Cheyenne East. At least 6 o'clock kickoff there at Cheyenne South. 5:30 tentative pregame on 1480 KRAE.
And let's go to the Major League Baseball schedule on tap for today. Game that'll be in play before we step on out of here. The Angels and the Yankees at 4:35 from the Bronx. 5 o'clock games, M's and the Pirates at PNC, Blue Jays, Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, Motor City Kitties at Detroit, and the Indians at Progressive Field. Giants and the Red Sox. Oh, by the way, it will be Bruce Bochy looking for career win 1999 tonight at Fenway Park as the Giants and the Red Sox match up. And basically, who cares? But, I guess, for some water cooler talk, hopefully Boch gets 1999 tonight. It's the Phillies and the Bravos at 5:20 at SunTrust Park, 5:40 Padres Brewers at Miller Park, also at 5:40 the White Sox and the Twins at Target Field. 5:45 Nats Cardinals at Busch. 6 o'clock game, we'll have the Reds and the Cubs at Wrigley. Rangers Astros in the Battle of the Lone Star State at Minute Maid Park. Mets and the Rocks again at 6:40. Brandon Nimble. Oh, by the way, if you missed out last night, leadoff home run for the Metropolitans in the loss. That'll be at Coors Field. Tim Melville will get the call for Bud Black's Rockies. Marcus Stroman on the hill for the Mets. 7:40 game, we'll have the Marlins and the Diamondbacks at Chase. Royals Athletics tonight. That will be in the Coliseum. And the Tampa Rays will match up with the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Alright, if you're a gamer, you know the world of gaming is full of amazing gear. Portable cannons, flying tanks, whoa, like that one, mythic artifacts. But the most advanced tool in gaming today isn't even in the game. It's right in your hand. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel is purpose-built for gaming, created with pro gamers for gamers. What does that mean? It means it's formulated with ingredients that have been shown to improve accuracy, whoa, and alertness. And Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel tastes great too. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel even comes in a special can with a uniquely textured grip, so it's easy to refuel between respawns. The ones you're furiously trying to avoid? Hey, there we go. So next time you log online, gear up. Get the drink designed for gaming. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today for Tuesday afternoon. Larry Proati, Nick Proati, we are here. You're there. And a tip of the cap. Congratulations to Boyd Brown, Laramie County School District #1 Superintendent, and to the Laramie County School Board trustees last night, making it unanimous in their vote to allow softball.
Is that
to
a
begin.
congratulation moment? It's more so of, hey, you did the right thing.
Well, no, you pat him on the back because you pat him on the back for doing the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was it.
And
again, this is a situation of if it were a overwhelming no vote regarding high school softball, it would bring up a lot of bad, at least it's probably bad publicity that Laramie County School District #1 did not won at that point in time. Again, you're talking, here we are in Cap City, especially with the Cheyenne Extreme rec leagues that do very well here. Again, softball here in Cheyenne is pretty much the mecca across the state of Wyoming. In high school, we have every other city in the state pretty much on board. If you didn't have Cheyenne, there'd have been a lot of a lot of question marks, a lot of what's going on down there.
And a couple board members, not that they were going to vote no or went along with the crowd, but they had concerns, and you have to give them their due. They did their study, and it's like, hey, this is going to cost money. Where's this money coming from? Blah, blah, blah. So, but they did get on board, so the trustees passed this. It will be in play. It will be coming up in the year 2021.
Again,
springtime of 20. Yeah. Me, again, and I know I've had that argument with Dr. Brown and all three of the athletic directors. Actually, not so much arguments, but my discussions with them and our discussions, Nick. And again, this should be a fall sport. There's just no doubt about it. Just because of weather.
Especially springtime of what we know here in the state of Wyoming. Now, obviously, we'll get the understanding of dates of when it's going to be played out. But again, it does now affect Cheyenne Extreme. Again, we're talking with Coach Adam Galicia that it does have implications regarding their season, where their season will not adjust. But again, players that are now competing in the high school ranks will not be able to play both both for the Cheyenne Extreme or for their high schools. So again, does play a little bit logistic issue with that. But also, too, again, the main issue is weather, and we know how much weather played a factor just in the spring, and not even just snow, but rain.
Yeah.
Again, the rain. Again, how many games were canceled this season for Cheyenne Extreme? Again, we talked with Adam Galicia about that. Those fields are at least hard to maintain once it gets a little watery out there. So it is something where we had issues in the spring with rain. Now we go push it back into school year where we saw how much snow we get down here in Cheyenne. Again, that March area, again, April. It's an interesting move, an interesting decision. I get it. Again, the big thing, the big factor why it's not a fall sport is to take away those athletes from volleyball.
And the onus is going to be thrown upon the city. They're going to have to fix these fields up.
And when we talk with Jason Sanchez, understanding of that they don't have a whole lot of bodies to maintain those fields.
And guess what?
And again, I would assume that's going to be at least a working relationship between Laramie County School District number 1 to get some workers from them to work with the city.
To work with the city to get these fields in shape. And probably moving a lot of snow.
At least as of now, to use the city fields like Bremer, like Converse, before those high schools, as we've talked about, get their own ballparks as Southeast and Central want to eventually get to that point.
That's going to cost some scratching right now. I don't know if all three of those schools can put out those funds to do that.
But obviously we're at the early stages of this. The next step is just establishing where they're playing at, getting head coaches in place, getting uniforms, getting all the equipment set up, scheduling, basically recruiting players out there. Right now we're at the infant stage, so to speak.
And again, here's the things you have to think of. Fields, obviously, you would have to think of Converse. That would be your That would be your central place to play. Would be Converse. You use the word Bremer. I disagree with Bremer. I would say probably Coke Gonzalez Field on the west side. That would be probably more logistical for South to go play at Coke Gonzalez. That would be the
logistic for East is Bremer right across the street from them. It is a walking distance.
Even Converse is close enough for them.
It's something that the city could at least hand in hand work with Laramie County School District number 1 finding funds. As when we talk with Jason Sanchez, hey, they're looking to improve facilities. Well, guess what? They could certainly do that, or at least set it up to the point where, what we have at Converse, at least at that one Converse field there, where it's set up to kind of take care of the Cheyenne Extreme and for high school, at least softball upcoming. You do that with Bremer as well for Cheyenne East. It makes sense to at least isolate one of those fields, make it at least upgrade or try to improve it to make it at least high school ready.
You're absolutely right. And when you said that right away, the light bulb went off. This is the time that this city right now should think about full carpet. And I'm talking about infield, outfield. You're going to need a facility such as you have inside over at the University of Wyoming in the field house. Or in the practice facility where they move soccer in there. That's carpeted. Well, it's all-weather turf. I'm sorry. And I think that's something and again, I have played on fields where it's all-weather turf. I've played on them down in Parker, Colorado. There's Double Angel Field. So those fields down there, what they have is a dirt backstop along with a mound.
Yeah.
But again, everything else is all-weather turf. That's not a bad idea. I know Jason Sanchez says, wow, wait a minute, hold on, it's expensive. We understand that. But now you're working hand in hand with the school district. School district gets state funding, so maybe the state works with the city. I don't know. I'm just saying I think it's time that we seriously think about putting down an all-weather turf facility for whether it's softball or hardball.
You would assume that that's going to be at Converse, of where city's already done the improvements at. That would be.
It would make more sense on that field where the extreme play. Yes.
But does it kind of force the hands of East, Central, and South to develop it and try to look logistically of setting up their own ballparks? And also, too, does it set up a possibility that, not so much make it a softball-oriented field, but maybe you could move fences in to at least accommodate or move fences out where you could make it for a potential high school baseball route. Now, could that be as well, too, something that all three schools in the future, because, again, we're looking at 2021 is the first season for high school softball across the state of Wyoming, including here in Cheyenne with the 3 high schools. But is it something that Jerry, Chad, and Mark now need to look at of not so much investing in or at least getting those monies in place for a softball field, but a softball-baseball complex, so to speak, where you can maneuver parts to make it for, hey, if boys baseball at least comes to the state, you have it where they could share that same field or work around some way so you're not building 2 complexes.
I don't think baseball is going to be coming. And
who knows?
The reason why
of softball?
Reason why now, I mean, we have both boys and girls, Title IX, there's equal amount of sports now. And if you bring baseball, then here you go. Then you have the discrepancy again.
And how long for Title IX do we have the discrepancy that, at least on the girls' side of things, we had one less sport?
But the discussions have been going on for a long time, though, Nick, and it finally came to fruition. The thing is, though, too, I think, and again, you made some good points, but again, I look at the facilities, Cheyenne Central. I look at Cheyenne East. I look at Cheyenne South. These are big properties, okay? I don't know where you can put a facility in anywhere unless you're going to tear up practice fields. And I'm talking about like football practice fields because that's about the only place you could probably put them in at. And Central doesn't really have a practice field.
No.
So Central would be probably the one that would get hosed out of the deal if they were required to build their own facility. They don't have the property.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It was something that when we talked with the ADs.
Or the land, I should say.
Well, either way, when we talked with those ADs, it was something that was on their radar of thinking about, is it going to be a possibility? Is it something that they need to do in the future? And it could be. We'll see what happens in 2021 of how big of a fiasco will this be potentially. We don't know. Obviously, we can't look into the future, but right now as it stands, can 3 high schools work between Converse and Bremer? Without a doubt. Or if it's just isolated to Converse Park, we'll see what the logistics are about that. But as of right now, of how field conditions are, or at least how the fields stand, when that snowfall comes, we got a big issue on our hand of how many cancellations is this going to cause.
And again, here's where I'm at with that too. This is time now to start thinking about doing an all-weather turf field.
And you'd hope so that at least the school districts, ADs, and everyone are kind of getting to it.
You're going to have to seriously look at it.
Is it a situation only here in Cheyenne? Probably not. There's probably other cities around that have at least got on board that probably have to get on board with this too. But
Casper would be one right away that would have to be. They're just as weather prone as we are. Laramie for sure, but again, they could take it indoors. They have the luxury of going to the University of Wyoming.
Yeah, which is very true.
They can move a lot of stuff over there. So, and again, as you and myself saw what they did for the soccer, and when we were talking with LCCC assistant coach as well as head coach at Cheyenne East, Rebecca Valdez, we got a firsthand look on how they had that all set up when we went over there that time for media day.
Well, and it's something of what's going to stay. What is. Are we having regional tournaments? Are we having just a state tournament for this softball, at least for high school softball? Is it going to be a rotating situation of that Cheyenne gets it for 1 year, Laramie gets it Cody gets it. Gillette gets it.
Who has the best record?
Again, is it something like that all cities need to get on board with this all-weather turf to prepare for what the weather's going to be, whether it's up north in Sheridan and Gillette, Cody, middle of the state with Casper, down here in Laramie or Cheyenne. It sounds like it's something that the entire state needs to look in, not just here in the city of Cheyenne, but across the state of you need to prepare for what the weather's going to be.
Right.
And again, with these dirt infields, it's not going to be a pretty scene.
Oh, those are going to be rock hard, especially at that time of year, too.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is also, you get the opportunity, and again, just by going 30 miles south, it's 10 degrees warmer. So
yeah, but you're not going to play Wyoming games down in the state of Colorado.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying here's a chance to talk to those school districts to figure out how they are doing things and how they cope with weather and where are they playing their games at.
Yeah.
You know, for example, in Fort Collins, I would venture to say if they have a facility at Fort Collins High School, great, terrific. I would think they're playing most of their games at Roland Moore Park because they have 4 softball fields there. But again, I don't know. I've been out of the loop too long down there in that part of the world. But they also built that brand new complex down in Johnstown. So it's a baseball, softball complex.
All right.
There's again, I think Dr. Brown, along with most of the administration or with Laramie County School District number 1, will be on the phones talking to Colorado, probably Utah, and Nebraska. But the nice thing, though, going back to the vote, and Adam Galicia made a great comment that I read in this morning's paper as well. Now the young ladies have that opportunity to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
To move on to that next level out of high school. And again, too, the Extreme's done wonderful things.
I was just going to say, at least it sounds like Adam's kind of like shortchanging himself there with the Shine Extreme. Again, how many times did we talk with him of, his current or former, at least athletes there with the Extreme moving on to that next level? If anything, this now adds more opportunities. Though.
Exactly.
I think that's the key piece. That's the key piece.
That wrong.
That's the key piece here is now it gives more young ladies an opportunity to move on. Scholarship, get that opportunity to play, for the likes of the Oklahomas of the world, Alabamas, those D1 schools, D2, whoever's got that softball in place, and again, can offer those scholarships. Now here in the state of Wyoming, not just here in Cheyenne, now you give a whole lot of opportunities now. Especially here in Cheyenne now where, Cheyenne Extreme are that number 1 club team.
Right. And
then you just have Rec. Now, is Rec getting a whole lot of looks from college coaches? Probably not. But now it gives opportunities to those at Cheyenne South who are not able to make it to the Extreme, Central, East, whoever it may be. Now you give so many more opportunities for those to move on to the next level, which, again, we've been advocating for so long of that's what's best.
Well, and also, too, Nick, in addition to not everybody can play in the Shine Extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, they have a fixed roster as well. They have to, have a specific amount
and
of
if there's
players.
A second travel team that develops out of this, great, terrific. Okay? But also, too, the city of Cheyenne benefits out of this because it enhances more young ladies. And again, I know this from your sister, and I know coaching girls softball recreation league. They've got so much going on during the summer. They've got basketball camps they go to. They got volleyball camps they got to go to. Again, they're just not one sport. I mean, when I played baseball, that was it. I wasn't running off to any camps.
No.
So, here's a situation where these young ladies that get that opportunity to play high school and they don't make the Extreme roster, they will have that opportunity to play in the city leagues, and they're going to make the city leagues that much better, first and foremost. And again, we won't have that discrepancy where they go from 8 and under, 10 and under, 12 and under, and then there's no 16 and under league. It goes from 14 and under, then they go to 18 and under.
Well, in theory, that would be a possibility, but you alluded to.
I think you'll add more young ladies to the roster.
But I'm just saying, you alluded to of a good potential and something that we talked with Coach Galicia as well about a month ago at this point in time. But it's a situation of, yes, could we see another club team besides the Cheyenne Extreme now competing and representing here in the city of Cheyenne? And also, too, could it happen, across the state? Could this now at least bring up new opportunities, like, for instance, in Casper. Could you see another Casper team come out of this? Could you see another Gillette team?
Yeah.
There's a good possibility. And then, if anything, that enhances the state of Wyoming and gives more competition, more opportunities across this entire state. So I think that's probably what you'll more see is maybe it begs more for that club team to continue on and compete alongside with the Cheyenne Extreme of the world and compete in those summertime Wyoming, state tournaments. For those other teams who go on down to Colorado, maybe it is, up to Montana, Nebraska, compete just as we see with the Cheyenne Extreme. It has those opportunities, and I think that's what you'll see in the future is more here in the state of Wyoming outside of the high school ranks, but for, that late springtime, summertime, you're going to probably see a lot more club teams sprout out and basically enhance at least that softball, at least outside of high school.
And you're not going to remember, but about 10 to 15 years ago, there was two, the Extreme and the Thunder.
Yeah.
So, and the Thunder folded up shop. So the Extreme are the only recognized club team at this point here in Cheyenne. But again, I think with the high school, these young ladies that will get that opportunity to play are going to sit there and go, wow. Instead of just going to play ball during the summer, it's like, whatever, and then I'm going to take off and I'm going to go do this camp. It's going to, hey, I played high school ball. Now I want to move into the next level, or the rec leagues, which also have tournaments and what have you too. So again, you don't just finish in high school. You go from one league right into the next, and you're ready to go. This also makes our city, like I said, it'll make our city leagues that much better and much more attractive to young ladies to play. So we're hoping.
We'll see. Obviously, this will all at least kind of come to fruition at least in two years from now. Times, dates, all that fun stuff. Again, we know it's spring 2021. We know at least a good amount of the cities at this point. Will others join across the state of Wyoming? To be determined. So far, I do believe we're at the count of, 9-10 cities across, again, including at least Casper, Cheyenne, Laramie.
I think there was 8, and we made 9, 10, and 11. High schools now.
Well, I'm talking just cities. I get it. You have, at least with Gillette, Sheridan on board, Casper, here, Laramie,
Rock
Springs, Cody,
Jackson.
And Jackson, yeah.
So
again, does it leave up for Evanston to join on?
Green River.
Green River as well.
Riverton. Yeah, we can go right down the list. And again.
And also, too, this does give the opportunity, and not to at least, go away. Obviously, the main focus is here in Cheyenne with this at least big decision last night. But also, too, it does help out the local small towns around the region. For instance, as when we talk with Boyd Brown, we know from a few players that play on the Cheyenne Extreme, Torrington, Burns, Hillsdale, Pine Bluffs. You look across at least the entire state of Wyoming that could pull in from those smaller towns to join in. And
like Sheridan will their next door neighbors to Bighorn.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of the little schools,
Gillette from Wright, if they want to move at least drive on up.
Yeah, and again too, that's about the same distance, so to speak, that they're coming from Torrington.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of benefits to young ladies across the state of Wyoming. I absolutely agree. All right, we do need to take a timeout. We never even really talked about the National Football League yesterday. Well, the Denver Broncos coughed up yet another one this past Sunday at Empower Field at Mile High Stadium. Vic Fangio will step up to the microphone, discuss that and the upcoming contest, and we'll have his words after these words right here in 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Hi, this is Dr. Ruby Subrod with Brandt Audiology and Tinnitus, reminding you to hear the sounds of nature. Plan your next hunting trip to protect your hearing from the damage that comes from the harmful muzzle blasts by using good hearing protection. Brandt Audiology and Tinnitus can help with basic custom-fit earplugs to devices that can protect your hearing while allowing speech and sound to filter through. Call us at 307-426-4327 to make an appointment today or visit our website at brantaudiology.com.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, The Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY-FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
Taco Tuesday is calling.
Tuesday!
That's the sound of tacos packed with seasoned beef and classic toppings for an amazing price. Save on seasoned beef tacos every Taco Tuesday at Taco John's. Craver Savers.
Crunching.
Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Answer the call of Taco Tuesday with 89-cent seasoned beef tacos every Taco Tuesday.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 80 and winds out the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 45 and winds out the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 77, and on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 48.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing!
And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Coach, when you watch that play specifically with Bradley Chubb, your reaction a day later, is that something you submit to the league to ask about it for an explanation?
You know, in regards to officiating, you know, I'm just going to quote Sean Payton, who's a much more senior head coach than I am. We can't control poor officiating or awful calls, and we just go about it that way. And we still have to find a way to win the game, regardless of what's happening.
To follow up to that, they had a couple one roughing the quarterback as well. Is there a new line you have to teach your players in terms of how to take the quarterback to the ground?
No.
The holding calls are way up in the first 2 weeks of the season.
You mean for us or around the league?
Around the league.
Okay.
By at least, I think the number's 40 more than last year at this time.
Is that right?
So is that something you have to address?
Yeah, we do. We have to, are you talking about offensive holding or just all holdings?
Offensive holding.
Okay. But I mean, is that the stat for all? Just offensive holding. Okay. Yeah, obviously it hurt us yesterday at different points in the game. We had 6 of them. And, you know, a lot of times, although we overcame a couple of them, those are drive stoppers. So, yeah, we've got to be able to block our guy without holding.
As you talk to the team and move forward, how do you balance the positive of them rebounding and coming back versus the way the game ended?
Well, we just have to. I mean, there was a lot of good out there yesterday on both sides of the ball, and but just wasn't enough in the final analysis for us to get the win. So we'll point out the good, applaud the good, and critique the not so good.
You use the term death by inches. Is that what we're witnessing now, and how do you fix it?
I don't know that we're witnessing that now. It's a valid question, though. I'm not. I don't think so. To me, death by inches is more what goes on during the week. Monday through Saturday, and I feel like we haven't done that Monday through Saturday. Assuming you play on Sunday. But it's obvious, make a valid question, because of the holding penalties in particular that we've had, that is death by inches. Although a holding penalty is more than an inch. So, valid question, but I don't think so at this point.
How do you help Garrett Bowles when he has one or two and not make it turn into 3 or 4?
Yeah, and the unusual part of those, when you hear one guy got called for 4 holdings, your immediate thought is it's passing. 3 of the 4 were on running plays. And he's just got to be a little bit more technique sound, and I think he suffers from, he thinks he's in good position sometimes and dumps the guy at the end where he thinks it's a legal block. We got to do a better job of explaining that to him. He's got to do a better job of listening to the explaining, but I think he can.
Coach, back to that roughing the passer call for just one moment. As controversial as it may be as written, it seems as though defenders cannot put the weight on the quarterback. Is there any solace in the fact that it was called as written, even though it may have been controversial?
It wasn't called as written.
Could you go through just how you measure 2-point conversion versus overtime? Because you think 2 yards is a better chance than beating the Bears in overtime? Is that part of the calculation?
It's part of it, but to me, the biggest part is just in your gut. Analytics is good, stats are good, but you just got to go with your gut sometimes. And my gut told me to go for 2 there. Doesn't mean I'll do it the next time. The harder one, really, the harder choice for me during the game was going for it on the 4th down in that drive, because that was around midfield. And if we didn't get it, they make a few yards, can get a field goal. So it would have gone from 6 to 9. That, to me, was more risky than the 2-point play. Although, be it, if we don't get the 2-point play, we don't win right then and there. So, and I guess it happened somewhere else around the league yesterday. Somebody told me, I forget the game right now, where somebody did the exact same thing and didn't get it. So it's no guarantee. 2-point plays are about 50%, somewhere between 48 and 52% successful. So it's really a 50-50 proposition.
How do you arrive at the decision to go?
Excuse me?
How do you arrive at the decision to go for it? Is educating involved, coordinators? How do you guys all?
No, that was my decision totally. And like I told you, it was just in my gut. And it wasn't, I told them very early we were going to do it. So.
In the case of Garrett, you said you wanted to understand the explanation better on some of how he's finished those plays. Would there ever be an instance where you could just take him out for a series or 2 to let him clear his head, both for composure and maybe do teaching right there? Or is it Rodgers is the only option where you just kind of stuck?
Yeah, I mean, with our depth the way it is at this point, that's probably not an option.
If Reisner moving would be an option, you're not looking at something.
Yeah, we're not, that could be a possible move, but, it's one of the reasons we brought Rodgers up to not have to do that move.
With the 2-point, do you weigh in on the play call as well, or do you say we're going for it?
Well, we have our 2-point, we have a menu of 2-point plays up for the game, and we use the one that we think is best.
So James' injury maybe would affect the decision on Bowles, whether to bench him, or move Elijah over?
Not right now, it doesn't. Okay?
You like Callahan and Todd Davis, are they trending toward being available next week?
Yes,
And then Janovich and Joe Jones, will they up their activity?
hopefully.
How important is Todd Davis's leadership on the field and off?
It is important. Todd exhibited that last week during the practice once, and I hadn't. You got to remember, Todd hadn't practiced since I think it was the first day of training camp he got hurt. So I haven't seen a lot of Todd recently. And, he exhibited some leadership out there on the practice field. I believe it was last Wednesday. And so I saw it firsthand then. So I think, yes, his leadership would be welcome.
Do you expect to add more to the offensive
Expect
line?
me?
Do you expect to add more to the offensive line for depth?
It's possible, but, it all depends what's available.
The offense put together 2 outstanding drives late in the game. How do you get that offense rolling earlier in the game?
We were moving it, but, it seems like we've gotten into that midfield plus 45 area, and that's when a lot of our drives are stalled. We haven't had as many series as most teams have probably had because, we've been able to make a first down, 2 first downs, 3 first downs, and get us, past the 50, and then we've stalled out. So, but when we've got to get a few more explosive plays.
Was Spencer's performance at punt return closer to what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think he, although he didn't have many opportunities, he's definitely, I think, an NFL quality returner at this point.
Coach, it seems like some of your players are frustrated with us asking about the lack of sacks. How do you get over the frustration, and especially with Aaron Rodgers on the horizon, and start getting home?
Yeah, we've had 2 unusual games in that the other team's offense has run the ball more than they've thrown it, which is unusual in these days. We've been behind in both games, albeit yesterday, it was 6-3 or 3-0, 3-3 for a long time. So it wasn't like it was grossly behind. And I think it's just going to be a combination of getting in better situations. But we had our chance yesterday in the rush on the last drive. And, our rush wasn't good enough on that one.
Could you clarify that last play from scrimmage on the final second when the clock stopped? Did he give himself up and he was down there, or was he touched and he was down there? And did you think there was a second one?
No, I don't think there was. They're assuming a lot there, and they will tell you that there has to be lag time. He went down at 1, and nothing in life in the world happens simultaneously. There is lag time there, and they didn't deem there was lag time there.
Time for a few more for the coach. Vic, was there a coverage mistake on that play?
Yes.
Did they give you any explanation on the Montgomery touchdown as far as if they were going to review that? It looked pretty close.
Well, all touchdowns are reviewed, so we're always under the assumption that it's being reviewed.
When they look at that second issue, is also part of that is who's calling timeout? I mean, because the fans are just seeing one thing and the TV just says.
Well, only one person can call timeout. Well, only one person can call timeout from the sideline, and that's the head coach. A player can call it.
It looked like they gave it to Trubisky.
Well, it still doesn't matter. A player can call timeout.
Right.
But nobody can call timeout until the guy is down.
Last one, Nikki.
The 2 games in totality, what's your general feeling of how Flacco is running the offense, how he's performed?
I think it's been, overall been good. That's a pretty good defense they went against yesterday, and we were able to methodically move the ball at times and convert some third downs, and had a pretty good mix of run and pass. And I think Joe played well yesterday overall. Now, it's hard to say you've played well, but you only scored 14 points. So we're not getting the points that we need to get out of our first downs. We had, I believe, 27 first downs yesterday, and 14. You should get more than 14 points with 27 first downs.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. You're invited to join and participate in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer event on Saturday, September 28th. Registration begins at 10:30 in the morning at Lions Park at the South Picnic Shelter. For For more information, contact Janet Lewis at 307-287-6569 or go online to alz.org/walk to learn more. We'll see you Saturday, September 28th at Lions Park for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, brought to you by the Wyoming chapter of the Alzheimer's Association and First Tier Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
You love the Lennox difference, from collision repair to minor nicks and dents. Certified quality you can trust. Nobody cares about your car more than us. Lennox Auto Body, we do what we say. We fix it right and get you on your way. No shortcuts, no compromise. Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue and the Detail Center at 617 East Pershing Boulevard, Cheyenne.
Relieve your stress. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With a new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2019 Kia Sorento comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. 2019 Kia Sorento gives you up to 122 cubic feet of cargo space, 7-passenger seating, available all-wheel drive, and wireless charging for your devices. Come into Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or a retailer for details.
Some common things that can affect your personal or at-work computer. The worst of all is a virus. Secondly, it runs too slow because the hard drive is filled or something else internally is wrong, and it's in serious need of an upgrade. Before you get rid of it, let Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair attack and fix those problems right away. Affordable Computer Repair is just that. So call 307-256-8971 and let Lanny's many years of computer service get your computer back up and running the way it should be, so you don't miss a day of work or the personal use that you expect from it. He's worked on them all, so you'll feel confident he'll get the job done right. So don't junk it. Help is on the way from Affordable Computer Repair. Call 307-256-8971.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 80 and winds out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 45 and winds out of the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 77, and on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 48.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today as we heard the words of Vic Fangio. And not so much that it sounds like...
Limited words of it.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't sound like Vance Joseph. But again, it's a typical defensive coordinator.
Vance had a lot of positivity, or at least he was optimistic about things changing of the guard, that things were going to get better. But also, too, he was a coach that said, you know, how many times that we saw in his head coaching career there with the Broncos of saying, hey, this is on me. All these losses, all this bad press, bad publicity about the Denver Broncos, hey, it's on me. Now, Vic Fangio, again, he's only into 2 games in his Broncos career so far as the head man there for that franchise. But so far, guy doesn't have a whole lot to, at least positive to talk about. You heard, again, a lot of frustration there. A guy who I would assume after getting that first victory probably not going to come around anytime soon. Is looking at the upcoming schedule for the Denver Broncos.
They got to go to Lambeau.
Yeah, we'll talk more with a special guest coming up on Thursday about that. But it is a situation that for the Denver Broncos, for Vic Fangio, again, not a whole lot of positives to talk about this team. And will there be throughout 2019? Probably not. And this is a team that's so far off of what we've kind of predicted and others have talked about. They're 0-2. Yeah, we kind of anticipated that.
Well, and here's the deal, too, Nick. They're the worst of the West. Okay? They're not going to beat Kansas City, obviously.
No, they're not. Clearly, they struggled against Oakland. Could they
get Oakland? They get them in Denver, maybe.
Possibly. Again, you have 2 against the L.A. Chargers.
They may
split
the Chargers.
You might steal one, but I highly doubt it. But looking at the rest, again, for the Denver Broncos.
Offensively, they're not that good.
Well, again, you heard that from Fangio of what he talked about in that game of, 27 first downs and we only came away with 14 points. Hey, that's unacceptable. Yeah, without a doubt. Things have to change, but also, too, that is relying on one Joe Flacco, who we've been saying for a long time, and even the Ravens realized that after just saying, hey, go on, get out of here, who cares? Thank you for the Super Bowl. But other than that, though, again, Joe Flacco is not the guy that's going to get it done.
Well, and Joe Flacco is the typical aging quarterback. He's a typical aging quarterback that has no more mobility about him. He stays there, and he's tough as nails. I'll give him that. But, I mean, he doesn't like to get flushed out.
No.
So he doesn't like to throw on the run. I mean, he will have to do that, obviously. But he likes to stay in the pocket, whether he's out of the gun or a straight drop back. And he is just basically your vanilla type of quarterback.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And the Broncos offense is vanilla as well.
Yeah, it's not as predictable as what we see in Laramie.
I understand, but it is
very bland. And clearly it is something that where Vic Fangio, again, defensive-minded, at least head coach, more focused on, hey, that defense wins championships kind of mantra. And, again, different defenses showed that it could do well.
It's not doing bad, no. The offense has really let them down.
Yeah, it's something that we saw last year with the Wyoming Cowboys. That defense is pretty solid, but you need to put points on the board. When you're struggling to do that, hey, teams that find a way to sneak through like Chicago did, get that at least last-second field goal against you, hey, it's going to happen. You need to find a way to complement that defense. It's got to be both sides of the ball at this point in time in the NFL, without a doubt. You are no longer going to find those head-to-head matchups of it's 7-6. 9-7. Again, those kind of single-digit final scores at this point in time. It's not happening in this day and age of the NFL.
Here's the problem you have. When you're throwing the football 50 times, such as Flacco did the other day, you're probably going to lose. You're forced to throw that many footballs.
Yeah.
I mean, your offense, don't give me that, that's part of our offense. No, it's not, because your running game was bogged down. And again, there's going to be focus on Freeman. There's going to be focus on Lindsey, especially this year.
Oh, yeah.
And again, too, I mean, at Denver the other day, only 90 yards between those two guys rushing. And Flacco's not going to get you any yards running.
Chicago's very good at that. Yeah,
they're very good against the run.
Yeah.
But, again, when you're forced to throw the football 50 times, that usually does not, equate to a win.
It tells me that your wide receiver core is not getting it done again. I lay some blame, or at least some fault on with Joe Flacco. Again, the guy is not that, as we use the term for whatever reason now in this day and age, he is not that elite quarterback. He's not that reliable guy.
He's just not mobile. He can't move.
He's stiff. He just stays. He does not want to move.
Exactly.
It's an issue that for the Denver Broncos, you're going to see more and more of it, and it's just going to equate to even more losses this season.
Do I want Flacco to do well? Absolutely. But you know what? He's not. Not in this system.
It doesn't seem like
this system.
You seem like out of the minority right now of wanting to see him do well.
This
seems like a lot of people are on that, at least that Drew Lock bandwagon of saying, hey, when is he coming back?
I understand. But I'm just saying, Joe Flacco is in a system that's more boring than him. And again, it's just not fun to watch the Broncos right now. I'm just, over the last couple of games, they're not going to get me back.
Got to feel bad for Hogan, for Locke as well, too, watching at least Joe Flacco go out there. Probably not the best teacher. Granted, Flacco at the beginning, or at least in spring camp, hit it into preseason and said, hey, I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm just here to win games and play football for the Denver Broncos. But a sideline general where you're two up and coming, especially one Drew Lock, who was anticipated to be that kind of next franchise QB or at least possibility for the Broncos, not the greatest leader to kind of at least learn from or at least watch on those sidelines.
Kind of sounds like Case Keenum last year.
Yeah.
Another quarterback, not so much has gone down, but is going to the bench.
Yeah, well, and it's not a controversy at this point in time, but it is something that for the New York Giants,
it needs to happen.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
you got to try something new. Yeah. You got another aging vet of one Eli Manning, who is he's not the Eli of the Super Bowl days with the Giants. Clearly, he's trending downwards.
It is something that for the arm strength is not there.
Yeah, but for the Giants, it's nothing. You're not losing anything by doing this. Again, the fans might love Eli. He's still going to be a Giant. He's not going to get traded away at this point in time. The Giants learned their mistake last year of trying to do that. But it is something that you have nothing to lose. You're already a terrible franchise. You might as well try out other options on this team to see if it's a winning combination.
And it's Daniel Jones from Duke. He will get the nod. And here's the thing, too. With Daniel Jones, he's 6'5", a little taller than Eli, a lot more mobile than Eli. Again Manning is not as mobile as he once was either. So, again, father not so much father time, but just the bottom line is that Manning is like you said, is on a very bad football team.
But again,
the arm strength.
He's a guy that is also too not helping out the Giants.
I know,
but
the tools are not 100% like they used to be. So, and it's understandable why the Giants made the move, and they made a move early. Let's see if Daniel Jones, what we drafted, is the real deal, because he has to be the second coming to Eli.
If anything, you're giving him reps, because it's not going to be the greatest thing out there in MetLife where he kind of revitalized, and here comes the Giants of all of a sudden coming back into flourishing and just having an opportunity to just win after win. No, that's not going to happen. Giants, if anything, this is, hey, get your reps in so you're prepared for next season when you are the go-to guy, possibly. When Eli may just retire or we get rid of Eli, hey, you're ready to step in and lead this team when we get some more pieces around you to kind of revitalize this franchise. I think that's all it is. I'm not anticipating with Daniel Jones to come in and just have a spectacular, a rookie that comes in.
But he's going to add a little more excitement to the offense. The offense, again, talk about vanilla with Eli Manning. It is bland. It is just plain
But also, too,
boring.
He's got nothing there. Eli, again, nothing against the guy, but he has nothing as well, too, out there, at least for the New York Giants authority.
He's got his running back.
That, again, Saquon, hey, good on him. Obviously he's got to develop as well. But other than that, though, for the Giants, you got rid of OBJ, again, now playing for the Cleveland Browns. You depleted that entire, at least specialist, at least portion of the offense that now, what does Eli have to throw to? Not a whole lot of dangerous targets out there. So also, too, it kind of makes his job a little bit, at least more difficult with the Giants.
All right, well, and the reason I brought that up, because
we got to get at the top of the hour if we want to continue.
I didn't realize it. Yeah, well, we'll come back, and we'll have
plenty of NFL talk.
We'll have a quarterback discussion coming up when we get ready to zip into the 4 o'clock hour. We'll be back after this on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today being brought to you by Mondelo's Pizzeria. pizza at its best 7 days a week, along with all of the other paisan cuisine that Joe can rustle up for you over at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. We also want to thank First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, directly across from Mondello's Pizzeria. Again, co-sponsors of the End to Alzheimer's Walk. That's taking place in Lions Park, Saturday, September 28th. And again, check out all of the banking services that First Tier Bank offers to you Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard, both part of Lennox Enterprises. And they have both been serving our community. Founded by Dick Lennox, tradition carried on by his daughter Heather for a quarter century. And again, we are thankful that Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center has been there for our needs all the time. Medicap Pharmacy over on Bluegrass Circle, same location that Gene Barber's been at for many years. And again, right next door to Texas Roadhouse. And again, Gene and the great staff invite you to come on by, check out their facility. They're open Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range. Ray and City Mefford's Place, right across from Menards in Powers Field. Again, they serve up 3 delicious squares. If you have not had breakfast there, I encourage you to try their delicious scramble bowl. It is absolutely good. On the menu right now, and this looks like it might be a permanent fixture, but don't quote me on it. It's their mac and cheese. Nick had it, and again, mac and cheese is mac and cheese. But again, when Chick-fil-A makes it, you don't have to. And again, it'll go great with your chicken sandwich, your waffle fries, and even a vanilla shake. Or you can try, for a limited time, their frosted caramel coffee over at Chick-fil-A, right across from Powers Field and Menards, Windmill, and Del Range. Platte Valley Bank ×2, Rick Flood and the great crew invite you to stop on in East Side. You can catch them at the corner of College and Pershing, and of course the original location on Vandehigh. Banking services aplenty and more, always offered by Platte Valley Bank. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. The 20s are starting to muscle their way in. That means the 19s got to go. And AJ says, hey, you know what? We're going to make it we're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. So check out what Key of Cheyenne has on the lot right now. I can tell you 2020s in Sorrento and Seoul and Telluride. And again, you know, they need to get rid of those 19s. There's a few of them left on the lot. So if you're looking for a whale of a deal, you'll find it over at Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. And it's Taco Tuesday at all Taco John's, including the food truck over in the Outlaw Saloon parking lot. It's Taco Tuesday on KRAE Avenue. It's Taco Tuesday on Yellowstone Road. It's Taco Tuesday at the corner of Ridge and Del Range and at the corner of Ridge and Pershing. Remember, Taco Tuesday, what a fixture from Taco John's of Cheyenne. And it's time to get our scoreboard out of the way. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Hill Triple C volleyball in action tonight. They're live at the rack. 6 o'clock is when it will start as they play host at Otero Junior College. Again, this is the Spike Out Polio Night happening there at L Triple C, where, again, all ticket sales, all proceeds from tonight's game will go to End Polio Now. Again, at least the effort to end polio eradication, at least from this entire planet, as we are very close to it. So, again, all of those proceeds, if you head on out, pack the rack tonight, will go to that special cause. Again, happening at least start time at 6 o'clock tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com. That's the audio side of things. And also, too, on the visual side, we're got that all squared away, fixed. It should be good to go coming up this Friday. Has tested it out today. A-OK so far, but we'll see. But either way, though, again, video live streaming on Periscope via Twitter and also, too, on the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. We will have more high school football action, as it will be Game 4 for us, Week 3, however. But it will be Cheyenne South hosting Cheyenne East in the Battle of the Crosstown, at least rivals, so to speak. 6 o'clock kickoff is when that will be happening. 5:30 pregame show, tentative here on 1480 KRAE. Looking forward to it coming up this Friday.
Major League Baseball. They'll get underway here in about 28 minutes. Angels and the Yankees from the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Mariners and the Pirates will hook up in the 5 o'clock hour at PNC. Blue Jays, Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. 5:10 Tigers and the Indians at Progressive Field. Giants and the Red Sox. They'll match up at Fenway in Boston, and it will be Bruce Bochy looking for career win 1999 this evening. Phillies and the Bravos at SunTrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia at 5:20. 5:40, Padres Brewers at Miller Park. 5:40 as well, White Sox Twins at Target Field. Nats and the Cardinals around 5:45 at Busch, again, all times Mountain Time. 6 o'clock hour, Reds Cubs at Wrigley. 6:10, it'll be the battle for the Lone Star State Rangers, Astros at Minute Maid. Mets and the Rocks tonight, 6:40 again, Coors Field. Will Brendan Nimmo lead off with another home run? We shall see, because it's Rockies pitching. Tim Melville will be on the hill for Bud Blatt's Rockies. Marcus Stroman will toe the rubber for the Metropolitans. In the 7 o'clock hour, late night, about 7:40, Marlins Diamondbacks at Chase Field. 8 o'clock games, we'll have the Royals and the Swingin' A's in the Oakland Coliseum, and the Rays and the Dodgers, 8:10 at Chavez Ravine Dodger Stadium. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi.
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, here we are after week 2 of the National Football League, and we got quarterbacks dropping like flies. And again, you know, we have preseason where we kind of keep most of these guys on the bench so they don't get hurt.
Yeah, but it's the nature of the beast.
I understand it. And again,
it's a dumb argument that you're putting up there.
No, I'm not. I'm just throwing this out because I'm going to lead into what I want to talk about. You got Roethlisberger down in Pittsburgh.
He's out for the season.
He's getting, to the point where maybe it's time to hang it up.
Possibly, but he is officially done for the season. He is gone.
Drew Brees, broken thumb.
And he's estimated 6 weeks. 6 weeks at this point.
Okay. You have Colts situation.
Yeah, but it seems like they're doing fine without Andrew Luck at this point in time. They're competitive. And look what they did against the Titans.
I'm not going to dismiss it, but
I would not say that's a quarterback issue.
You're not letting me finish it. You have the Jets now with Simeon out for the year. So that's going to.
Well, how about the Jets more so with Sam Darnold, who's out with mono at this point?
And again, they're going to go with their third stringer against the.
But again, Jets not expected to do anything this season, so it's a complete wash.
Here's what I'm driving at. Jaguars got their problems as well.
Well, Jaguars, you have issues not even on the quarterback side. You have players that are requesting trades, players upset. It's kind of the same thing with the Miami Dolphins. So,
but the name that's surfacing once again.
Yeah, it's going to happen. You're going to complain about it, but yes.
I'm not going to complain about it.
But it is something, yes, he is sitting at home watching this unfold. His name's always going to be tossed up because, what he did, at least for the San Francisco 49ers, again, can't discredit that the guy took the team to a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, lost the Super Bowl, but, again, a guy who has some talent. Again, not the end-all, be-all in my opinion, and we saw that in years after pieces left that 49er team that with at least Colin Kaepernick, he needs the talent around him or else he's really nothing that great. But, again, Pittsburgh Steelers have been tossed out. Have there been talks? Highly doubt it. It's just that banter that we go in and year out of, hey, here's a big-name quarterback that's now out for the season. Can he come back into the league and do something? It's not going to happen. At this point, you've had how many years, how many teams that this has been brought up as possibilities, and it's never been entertained. It's not going to happen again.
But also, too, we haven't had this rash of quarterbacks going down. And again, like you mentioned, Andrew Luck retiring. So again,
but guess what? Colts had backup.
They have backups.
Pittsburgh Steelers, you got backups.
But
New Orleans, you got backup. Clearly in New York Jets, where you're already down 2, you still got that third string guy.
Okay, and you might have one of the taxi squad for all I know.
There you go.
But the point is, do you want a veteran? And now, again, I know the baggage that he brings. And
is it worth it? No.
Is that what or do you need wins? And the question is, do you want somebody that can win?
I don't think Kaepernick is a guy that can get you wins. I really don't. Again, a guy he's probably worked out, but he's not been in a game situation in how many years at this point?
We're working on
might be a little bit rusty, without a doubt. I wouldn't doubt he could still throw the football, but again, game time situations, taking hits, he might be a little fragile. He might be a little, at least, rusty at that point in time. Is he worth the trouble that is going to bring to your franchise, the negativity as well, too, the media attention that's going to bring to your franchise?
Is he worth your salary cap?
No.
Because he's going to want a lot of money.
He's going to want money as well, too. Again, Colin Kaepernick, he's not coming to the NFL. It's not going to happen. Get on with your lives at this point in time. Those pundits that keep on bringing it up, it's not going to happen. It has not happened in years. He has way too much baggage. The guy's rusty at this point in time. No.
So I ask you the question, why do they keep bringing up Colin Kaepernick?
Because it's a stupid talking point that we got to do every single year at this point in time. Because it's something to fill that void for those pundits above to just entertain it and basically waste time at this point. It's ridiculous. Why we got to focus on this guy, because he's not played a snap. All he's done is cause trouble at this point. He's got a negative connotation now, or at least negative to those
within the country club of owners. Yes.
Well, that, but also to again fans as well. Again, the guy is very bipolar. He's a polarizing figure across the nation. Not even in the NFL. Again, his name has been outside of football, outside of sports. It's gotten into the political realm as well. So he's a polarizing figure. Is he worth the risk? No. Is he worth the money? As a backup, again, I think Colin Kaepernick is a solid backup anywhere, without a doubt. Could he go out there for the Pittsburgh Steelers, start and get him wins, or at least revitalize that team in the AFC North?
Let's discuss that. Well, let's discuss that. They're going to go with Mason Rudolph. He's the backup.
Okay.
To Ben Roethlisberger.
I'd rather again, if you're the Steelers, that's the smart choice.
Okay, but
you drafted that guy, you picked him up. He was
drafted out of OK State, 2018 draft, 3rd round, pick number 76. So he's 6'5", 235. So he's big cat like Roethlisberger. His backup, have you heard, is a guy named Devlin Hodges, who comes from Samford College.
All right.
6'1", 210. And he's a rookie. So he's the backup right now to Mason Rudolph.
That's fine. Guess what? Again, Denver had to go through the same situation a few years ago. Hey, we got
Simeon and then at that time
Lynch. Again,
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, so it is nothing new for any teams. You deal with it. That's why you have so many backups. That's why you invest all that time to get them that preseason kind of training, so to speak. Get them work ready, and here's their opportunity. Like I said, nothing is going to change the landscape. Colin Kaepernick at this point in time has had so many opportunities to join whatever team that he's wanted.
Even
not
the Canadian Football League, too.
Whatever.
He was entertaining.
He's not going to the Canadian Football League. He's not going to the NFL. He's not going to the XFL. He's done playing football at this point in time unless he wants to work with teams. But also, too, I think it's just the press that he's going to bring with him. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the circus show that was with Tim Tebow. Now, again, Tim Tebow, kind of a polarizing figure for his own reasons. But you saw teams basically say, no, I don't want to deal with this charade that you're going to bring. I don't want to deal with this attention that you're going to bring to my franchise. I'm not taking that risk. And guess what? Tim Tebow now plays baseball at this point. Who, got all the way up to AAA, and again, it's just one step away.
He's out for the rest of the season.
Well, yeah, either way, but either way, a guy who's now playing baseball, no longer playing football. So, Colin Kaepernick, again, why we bring him up, it's just to entertain, fill time, to just entertain a stupid story at this point. The guy's not playing football anytime soon. He's had years, he's had teams, he's had opportunities. It's not going to happen.
And the interesting thing, too, and this is no knock against Mason Rudolph and the backup, that took over for Breeze on Sunday. The thing is, these are the frontline guys. They've been there. They've done it. They've taken the reps.
These are guys you drafted as well, too, that you had confidence to go, hey, I want you on this team. Why would you go out and go, hey, Colin Kaepernick, you haven't played. You don't know this offense. Again, how out of shape you are, we have no idea. Okay, yeah, this guy that we drafted, recent to say, yes, you are the backup, and we determined in preseason that at least that so be. I don't know. It has a little bad knock there, at least for those, for those underclassmen QBs, so to speak, of,
right.
I don't trust you. We're going to go with this guy.
And I'm sorry, Teddy Bridgewater, who, again, had that terrible injury when he was with the Minnesota Vikings.
Who had he had a lot of potential talent.
And he's basically in a backup role and kind of in a comeback role, too. Now he's going to have that opportunity to shine with the Saints. And he didn't perform bad against the Rams. I think there was one key whistle in that game, just changing the subject, that turned that whole game around, and that was the fumble where they whistled was an incomplete pass and stopped the fumble recovery.
Go figure, another controversial call between
against
the Saints
and the Saints.
Right?
Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 in that contest, and Sean Payton kind of bit his lip in his post-game coverage. But, yeah, again, Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, that's also coming from the NFL, where after last season where he got a lot of flack for doing that post-game of the NFC Championship, they basically said, hey, you're not doing that again. You're not getting away with doing that.
Right. But anyway, like I said, Teddy Bridgewater, he will be the man in charge here for the next few weeks. And again, with the Saints, I think it was Hill last year who was the backup quarterback. I think they got him now on the receiving end.
I have no idea.
Of passes.
But either way, though, you look back even to the 49ers last year where Jimmy G gets knocked out of the Kansas City game.
Here comes Beathard.
Well, Beathard for a time, but also then you had Mullins. But you can find those diamond in the rough. Look what Mullins did, where he got victories. He showcased off that he had a lot of potential talent, so much to the point where this offseason there were so many trade rumors around him of will he stay a 49er, will he go to the Denver Broncos. There were so many options for the guy who got to showcase his talents. That's what you're doing right now, is to see if this guy can be it. If for whatever reason Jimmy G doesn't work out, again, if Ben Roethlisberger is at his end of his career, whatever it may be, you look at with the Giants with Eli, if he's at the end of his career, all right, we need to look and see, are you the guy of our future now? Without a doubt.
Right. Well, and also, too, and I'm not going to beat this story in the ground, but you have to look at Kaepernick's numbers in the season that wasn't for him. I mean, when he was eventually replaced as a quarterback, and you got to look at the season prior to that. Not because Harbaugh was gone. It was Kaepernick was just not the same quarterback.
Again, he didn't have the tools around him like that led him to the Super Bowl.
But he didn't have the leadership to lead the 49ers as well either. He was not the leader of that team. And the team did not rally around him. And he was basically...
I don't know if I go that far.
You know what? I felt he was like the captain of the Titanic. That's basically what he was. And he couldn't get anybody around him to support him. And I'm talking about on the field. I'm not talking about his political beliefs. I'm talking about on the field. Because you saw him do more run options, basically. I mean, he was the guy carrying the load. He didn't want to give the football off.
And again, I think that was around Jim Tomsula when he came in. Again, he that was just under his kind of play package, at least for the offense. Again, there were a lot of reasons why Colin Kaepernick struggled after. Again,
and he failed
after Harbaugh. Fail. I don't know. That's kind of a strong word at this point in time. But for Colin Kaepernick, it's a guy who had, again, he got showcased his talents because he had specialists around him that could help him out. That could, where he's throwing these bullet passes, they could catch it and make plays with it. When those pieces left the 49ers, then it showcased that, okay, this guy is mortal. He's not the greatest thing on turf.
But he still tried to use his legs because, as you mentioned, he said he
can run it. He can run.
I know, but he had all of these packages around him that he could option off to. But when
we've
all
seen
gone,
stints, I can't deny that he's shown stints that he can run, without a doubt.
Yeah,
how many plays did we see where even leading up to that Super Bowl, at least run for the 49ers, he made some big plays with his legs.
But after that, his legs weren't that good. So, again, like I said, and you said it best too. This conversation always comes up all the time when somebody gets hurt, or there's movement within the organization.
It's entities like you that feed the beast of bringing it up. It's like, who cares at this point? Again, let's talk about the actual players that are part of these teams, and not at least speculate on a guy who's not even been in the league for quite some time at this point. Who's an afterthought.
It's news. That's all. I'm just bringing it up. All right. Well,
is it news? It's just more speculation.
I'm not speculating. I'm just saying, hey, is it time that he?
There's nothing newsworthy of it because, again, it's our team's in talks with him. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Here's another charge against football player Antonio Brown.
He's got a few that we haven't talked about.
I just got this one.
Is this the one, the doctor one?
Yeah, this time a doctor in Pennsylvania.
Well, before you get to that one, because that's comical of what happened with Antonio Brown.
I know,
it is another serious, at least, allegation.
All right, we'll go to the serious one, and I'll say
no. I'm just saying that he's already been, at least, again, in the process right now to at least deal with one
sexual
assault, as we talked about with at least the female that was at least a former trainer of his. Another at least charge has now come up against Antonio Brown, not so much on the sexual assault side, but it is more just kind of at least a rape allegation against him. So another entity, or at least another young female, has come out and said, hey, yes, I'm now suing. He raped me, again, without having the full details in front of him. But now another additional charge has been brought up for Antonio Brown, again, with sexual assault. That was the main one that, again, came to surface, about a couple weeks ago. At least rape allegation came about, I do believe, a week ago. And now this one that you're about to allude to, which, again, is...
It's comical.
It's stupid, but
it also has a price tag. But the thing is, too, by the way, he played this past Sunday. The league allowed him to play.
Yeah.
So
again, the guy, as much as I keep on saying, he's innocent until proven guilty. He can do it.
I agree. Well, anyway, so another charge against football player Antonio Brown. If you haven't heard this one, this time a doctor in Pennsylvania said during an examination last summer, the football player kept passing gas in the doctor's face and laughing about it. The doctor said it seemed childish to him. Brown allegedly visited the doctor several times, telling the physician he wanted him on his team. The doctor said he was never put on Brown's entourage and was never paid for the visits. He's now suing Antonio Brown for $11,000 for his services.
You got to be a lot better. You got to be a lot better at giving your credit to where you're finding these stories. But either way,
what do you mean?
Of where you're reading that from, because you didn't do the investigation work. But yes, again, it is true that it is a Pittsburgh area doctor filing a lawsuit. So again, another charge against Antonio Brown. It does seem comical, but supposedly TMZ did find at least a video. And again, it's up there for all to at least enjoy and watch. It was going back to an appointment, I guess, August of 2018, where Brown was doing these acts. You can hear it on the video. You can hear him doing it and laughing about it as he was dealing with this doctor. So, again, hard to say that this is at least something that did not happen. Again, it does seem like you got hard evidence there of saying that he did, but now it just seems like this doctor is now just kind of piling on, or at least seeing, hey, it's his opportunity. Let's just at least kind of add this on top.
Every door is opening up against Antonio Brown right now. The guy, and dare I use the word, he farts wrong, he's going to get somebody to sue him right now, or wants his butt. So, I mean, he made his own bet. See, this is the thing with Antonio Brown. He's been that controversial type of figure. He's had to be in the spotlight all the time, and now
he's a guy that really at this point did not have a lot of controversy, or at least off field. Nothing as major as what's going on.
He had controversy with the Steelers. He made a big old stink about that with the Steelers. Holding out.
Okay, but that is timid to what these allegations are.
I understand that.
We're talking criminal acts.
But again, at the time too,
what he was doing with the Steelers sitting out was not a criminal act. This is now very serious.
Didn't pay him either. He was making no money with the Steelers.
Okay, but I'm just saying, prior to this happening, Antonio Brown was not so much the golden boy, but he was, again, a top-flight wide receiver, one of the best in the league. He was a feared wideout for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a guy that every team, as he was holding out, wanted a piece of the action. Hence the reason why the Raiders went for him. They got that opportunity. Now when the Raiders said, hey, I'm tired of your stuff, Patriots went after him because, again, you got to respect his talent. Now all this stuff is now bubbling up to the surface at this point, and we'll see what happens. Again, it is up to the justice system to figure out, get all that information all gathered and determine of, is he guilty or is he innocent, or what else will happen, at least on these accounts, whether it is, again, the doctor suing him or, again, the sexual assault, the rape charges. We'll see what happens. But prior to all this, the guy was not doing stuff like this off the field, or at least these allegations are not a consistent theme throughout his career. This is now something piling on.
But, this was a Pittsburgh versus Antonio Brown type of situation. It wasn't, like you said, all the off-the-field stuff. But see, also, too, understand this about Bill Belichick, the head coach of New England. He's a football coach, and he doesn't have football distractions. If he has football distractions, you're not a part of Bill Belichick's team. And if you saw that first press conference when they started asking him questions about Antonio Brown, Belichick's like looking at the reporter going, "What do you? This has nothing to do with me." And basically, I'm preparing for our next game. I'm preparing for Miami. So, but Belichick though will make sure this does not become a distraction within the New England Patriots.
You might have addressed it soon because it's damn near getting close to it. It has to be.
Well,
because again, now you're looking at outside, not even just the sports world. This is now garnering attention on the national side, where sports, non-sports fans now know the Antonio Brown, now know his name. Now we're going to probably go after him in the Patriots organization because, he's got these allegations. How have you not let him go? How basically people are putting that cart in front of the horse situation of, he's without a doubt, in my opinion, guilty. You need him off of that team. I think right now the Patriots are probably slowly starting to feel that backfire from, again, not even just sports fans, but again, non-sports fans of those of, hey, why are you still employing this guy?
Every day an allegation comes out. Every day more and more pressure is thrust upon the organization. Yeah, how much does Bill Belichick...
I think it's already at a distraction level for this franchise. And again, you talk about Bill Belichick, but also, too, same with Robert Kraft. Granted, he's had his own off issues, but he's also, too, a guy that is, hey, it's my team. I don't want any nonsense out there. We're all about winning and no distractions as well, too. So we'll see. He did play, and I think kudos to the Patriots of doing that because, again, it shows that, hey, we have faith in you, we believe in you, and also, too, again, you're innocent at this point in time until you are officially judged that, yes, you did these things, and then, obviously, the Patriots, if that does happen, they would say bye-bye, and at least ties would be cut right at that point in time, but it's something that, I don't blame the Patriots for letting him play out there. You might as well. Again, you're paying the guy. Use his talents while you can at this point, and just kind of at least shake off what is going to be the negative press for however long this kind of continues on, or at least before we get that verdict.
All right, we do need to take a timeout, and we're going to come back. We got more right here in Wyoming Sports Talk today.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy, and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283.
That's 1-800-468-8283.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need. For electrical, plumbing, paint, and tools, lumber and hardware, we're for you. And we're out to earn your business, yes indeed. Capital Lumber is number one today. Are you listening? Capital Lumber's at your service all the way.
Capital Lumber Company, serving our area for over 53 years at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today, only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
The message is simple. Drive sober or get pulled over. If you drink and drive, remember it's illegal and it can cost you your freedom or worse, your life. It's been determined that a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or more can impair you considerably when you are behind the wheel. Financially, it can devastate you if you get arrested. More importantly, it could result in losing a friend or a family member. That price is too high to pay. Call a designated driver after enjoying a night out and get home safe. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 80 and winds out the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 45 and winds out the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 77, and on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 48.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
You know, Nick, there's still 15 weeks left of the regular season in the National Football League. So we're talking 4 months. But after a couple weeks, have you kind of said to yourself, this team is good and this team is not really that good? Or has it been just the schedule to this point that said, I'm not sure yet?
I think your definitives right now is that Denver, yes, without a doubt, is going to be
not good.
Probably bad as we have anticipated. 49ers, obviously, in Tampa Bay on the road, getting it done on the road against Cincinnati.
Against the Bungles.
They're teams you should beat, but again, on the road, it's a tough go about it. But again, the amount of points and just how good the Niners have looked. And now this week where they got a little fortunate, at home, they'll be taking on those Pittsburgh Steelers without now Big Ben. I think it's a team that you could say is now 3-0.
You would feel pretty good. So let's keep it in the AFC first off. New England, without a doubt, the defending Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but there's a very good possibility they could be right back at the big dance. There's a very good possibility.
I still say Kansas City is your team.
And I'm not going to dispute that. I'm just saying that both sides of the football, they're pretty doggone good.
So is Kansas City.
And again, New England's only given up 3 points in their 2 games.
I think out of the AFC East, so if we break that down by division, Buffalo's going to give the Patriots some at least an interesting time, or at least 2019 is going to be.
And the Bills don't have
a nice little battle between.
I mean, they don't have a breakneck schedule this year.
No.
So the Bills.
But Josh Allen's looking pretty good.
You know, kudos to Josh Allen. He's not making. He's not rushing his passes. You know, he looks like a veteran quarterback. I really like the way he looks.
On the same vein, though, for the Buffalo Bills as what we're talking about with the 49ers, where Buffalo, with their 2-0 at least record, 2 of the wins have come on the road, but 2 of those wins have been back-to-back in MetLife Stadium against the Jets and the
Giants.
Giants were two teams, yes, you should take care of business.
And look who they got this week. They got the Bungles.
Yeah,
they got the Bungles in Buffalo.
Should take care of business
So,
against them.
you know, just looking at their schedule, just real quick here while we have it. 'Cause, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm pulling for Josh Allen. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks at UW in all the years I've been here. They got the Patriots at Buffalo the following week. They go to the Titans. They got the Dolphins, who, ladies and gentlemen,
Dolphins are
the worst team.
Dolphins, I think, will go 0-16
in the National Football. I think you're absolutely right. Then they have the Eagles at home. They got the Redskins at home.
Eagles and Redskins beatable.
They go to the Browns.
Browns showing that they can be beatable. They're not. The Browns are not right now. So again, it's so early on, but Browns do not look at the level of I thought this Browns team would be.
They got the Dolphins on the 17th of November at Miami. They get the Broncos at home on the 24th.
Should beat those two.
They got a short turnaround because they're playing on Thanksgiving Day. They get the Cowboys. Buffalo. We got to see the Bills and the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day.
Cowboys will give them a tough fit.
Yeah, that'll be really, really tough. Then they have the Ravens. That'll be a
tough one now.
They go to the Steelers, and who knows what shape the Steelers will be in. They have the Patriots on the 22nd of December, and they wrap up against the Jets. So
again, overall,
they should be a majority of playoff numbers.
Yeah, winnable games for the Bills. They should be well above 500. If things go right, if players,
healthy.
if players stay healthy there for the Buffalo Bills. But outside of that, again, Jets, Miami 0-2. Yeah, they're both terrible. No surprise there. AFC North, Baltimore doing, again, undefeated, 2-0.
Jamar
no
Jackson,
surprise.
Yeah,
no surprise.
He's a good quarterback.
Cleveland, I would figure that they'd be 2-0 as well, but they're 1-1. We'll see what this Cleveland team's about. But again, will they compete with Baltimore? There's still something in me that says yes, they can. But I think right now it's showing that Baltimore, they got that at least AFC North division probably on lockdown.
We'll get an idea with the Steelers season where it's going to be at. Because, again, with Ben Roethlisberger, with number 7 on the field, that's wins. There's
not really, because clearly it hasn't.
Well, I'm just saying with him.
Big Ben is clearly aging.
I understand that. But through his career, the Steelers have been above 500. With Mason Rudolph going up against the Niners this weekend, we're going to get an idea to see that the Steelers could be maybe about a 5-11 team this year.
Yeah.
The Bungles are that.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're just, I don't want to say I feel bad for Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton is not a bad quarterback.
He's got the second most, after 2 games, second most passing yards in the league behind, I do believe, Patrick Mahomes.
But he's just on a rotten franchise.
Yeah.
The franchise is just awful. And again, where you and me have had this discussion where I whined about how the Yorks just came in and destroyed the 49ers, and then they bring in a guy like Harbaugh, and they started bringing it back up, got rid of Harbaugh, and then all of a sudden the kid, Jed York, comes in there and starts destroying the 49er franchise again. Now Lynch comes in, Shanahan comes in. It's a total rebuild. And look what's happening thus far.
In your past rebuild, this team is pretty much set in stone. They could do something special in the NFC West, but we'll get to that. But
all right,
anyway, the AFC South, 3 teams tied at 1-1. Jacksonville 0-2. Indianapolis, I figured that their season was completely done, that they'd be at the bottom of the cellar. But
Kobe Brissett's he's a good quarterback.
That's why I'm saying you can't say that Indy is looking for a quarterback. I think they found their guy, and the Colts are going to be competitive. Tennessee, my opinion, I thought we're going to run away and take care of the AFC South, but now you got to put a pause on it of could Indy at least entertain this? Possibly. I still think Tennessee will be a playoff-bound team.
And Tennessee has a good defense, and Marcus Mariota can be a very good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They just can never seem to put both of those elements together.
Yeah.
And when they do, they're a very good football team.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And the 500 record doesn't surprise me right now.
Yeah. Moving to the AFC West.
Kansas City. Were they dominant?
Yeah, Kansas City will take care of business without a doubt. They might have a good opportunity of just maybe possibly
not running the table. Not going 16-0.
I think maybe you see them lose 1 game, 2, possibly, but I think they're that good that they could do something special like that this season. Oakland, I think, will trend downward. Chargers losing to Detroit. Granted, it was in Detroit, but okay.
Yeah, losing to the Lions.
I don't know how that's possible.
Forget about it.
I think now I kind of temper my expectations back on the Chargers of saying, you're probably not that good. So that's a team where after 2 games, I go, Chargers probably not a playoff
and Melvin
team.
Gordon's going, you guys want to sign me?
Yeah. Denver Broncos 0-2. No surprise. They will be terrible.
And I think we're looking at, we had Pat Grandma during the early summer. And didn't Pat think somewhere around a 7? Did he say 7-9, 8-8? Didn't he feel that way about the Broncos?
Something like that. I don't know.
I'm still going to stand Pat on that 5-11 mark. I mean, again, just punch up their schedule.
I go 4-12.
And you probably might even be closer than me. They got the Packers.
Not winning at Green Bay.
Now they got a shot. Now I will give them this: they got a shot against the Jags coming up on the 29th.
Yeah.
At Mile High.
Yeah, again, where we said the Jags should be a little bit more improved or at least a little bit talented, at least more well-off than the Denver Broncos. But, yes, could be that first win for the Broncos, possibly.
Then they got to go to Carson, California to take on the Chargers. They got the Titans at Mile High.
I don't think you win against those two.
Got the Chiefs at Mile High.
No.
They go to the Colts. They have never had any success at Indy.
Yeah, and what Indy is showing right now, no.
They got the Browns at home.
Browns will be competitive.
They got the Vikings in Minnesota.
I think they'll struggle against Minnesota as well.
We already talked about the Bills. Then they got the Chargers at home. They got the Texans at the Texans.
You'll struggle against Houston.
At the Chiefs.
Struggle there.
They get the Lions on the 22nd.
There's win 2.
And then they got the Raiders on the 29th.
Yeah, might get win 3.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't heard about the Broncos, through 2 games, no sacks or turnovers defensively.
That defense, under Vic Fangio, it better get going soon because it's certainly not there right now.
All right, moving over to the NFC East.
Dallas at top, no surprise.
Is this division weak or what?
Yeah, and I think it will probably be the weakest one.
Even Philadelphia does not impress me. I'm glad that
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Wentz and everything. But
I'm just not all impressed with Philly, though. They're okay.
But how it's set up right now of Dallas, Philadelphia, Giants, and then Washington tied at 0-2, that's pretty much how I anticipate the standings will be at the end of the year, where Dallas does take care of business. Philadelphia maybe flirts with at least a wild card. Giants are going to be awful. Washington, without a doubt, is going to be terrible as well. NFC North, Green Bay 2-0.
You have to
comes at a somewhat surprise. I figured they would falter at least on the road against Chicago there at the Thursday night game. I thought the Bears would be a lot better than I've anticipated.
Yeah, we
Bears
thought that one wrong.
Bears have looked kind of pathetic in the past 2 games. You struggled against the Broncos? Are you kidding me? Offensive-wise for Chicago, they're not impressive. So that's a team that's kind of, in my mind, going, what is going on here?
You know, the interesting thing, too, about the Packers is the relationship right now between Matt LaFleur, the new coach, and again, you got to remember McCarthy was there for a long time. So
and again, got a Super Bowl, but it was something that Green Bay said, "Hey, we're trending downwards."
And again, you got Rodgers and LaFleur, and they don't seem to be yet on the same page. And you could see a couple instances in the win over the Vikings, where they were not on the same page. And Rodgers is not afraid to express his opinion. Of course, he's making about 10 times as much as LaFleur is. But anyway, it's that one's good. That relationship's going to have to build throughout the course of the year.
Out of the North, though, I think Green Bay shows that they're still relevant. Chicago, we'll see if they come back or if they find some momentum to at least kind of compete with Green Bay. I don't know. Detroit, I think, will fall back down to reality after getting their win. Again, this is a team that just tied Week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. So Detroit is not that good. And Minnesota is a question mark as well of what will the Vikings be like.
But the Lions, though, that win against the Chargers is something, too, that could, again – They
won at home.
You went to Arizona, though, and tied, where that was like the futility bowl, and then they beat a very good Chargers team. So
you think is a good Chargers team, I temper back and going, I don't know. I really don't know about this LA team. But
all right, well, anyway, so
out of the NFC South.
This division.
You talk about a bad division. This could be it right now, especially with New Orleans.
It was the Saints to win.
And again, 6 weeks is the estimate for Drew Brees to be out. We'll see what happens. Again
Bridgewater's not bad.
He had talent, but again, no team has really wanted him. Basically, he's kind of dwindled after that big injury. So we'll see what happens with the Saints. But Tampa Bay, not good.
Atlanta.
I think they'll go back down. Atlanta has been very depressing this year. And Carolina as well, too. I think so far, Atlanta and Carolina have been the two teams of going, what's going on here? Again, Carolina, they had 2 straight games at home. You lost both of them.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about Carolina, too, it is McCaffrey. McCaffrey is a good football player, but yet Cam Newton is the anchor on that team. I mean, he's basically pulling that team down.
Yeah.
And now, again, is he a good quarterback? Can be. Is he suffering still through that shoulder injury? Don't know.
Possibly.
But the thing is, and also he re-injured his foot too. But the thing is with Cam Newton, it's almost like he doesn't care. If that's safe to say.
Or either it's a situation for Cam that he needs new scenery, that he's over Charlotte at this point.
Bingo.
I think that's probably the possibility right now for the Panthers that they need to look at of this guy is pretty much worn out his welcome here, that he just wants to move on to bigger, better things with a new team.
Nobody behind him's any better. So you need to get somebody front line. It has to be an even-up trade somewhat.
Yeah, without a doubt. We'll see what happens. But moving to before we get to our last break, again, the best division in all of NFL, I think, at this point in time, and could be throughout this year.
Exclude the Cardinals out of this, too.
Well, yeah, Cardinals will continue to be awful, but Rams, Niners, Seahawks, they're all undefeated at this point. Again, 2-0, obviously early on, but you're going to see a possible 3-way battle for that division, and you might even see possibility of the 2 remaining teams making it as your wild cards. I think that's a good possibility.
That's a very good possibility. With Arizona, the one thing that I'm watching with the Cardinals is the improvement, and again, you got to throw this out there. Kyler Murray was thrust into the limelight again, being the number 1 pick. Cardinals get rid of Josh Rosen. They ship him off.
Yeah.
And again, I don't have any bad things to say about Murray thus far. He's been all right.
He's just there. That's about all you can say. He's there.
He's on a very bad football team.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it's nothing you can't take of his body of work this season because he's just going through the motion at this point in time. But anyways, moving outside of the Cardinals, who we know are going to be bad, but Rams, again, continue to be impressive, getting wins against the Saints, the Panthers, again, on the road against the Panthers. Seahawks as well. I want to tip it back.
Close. They've
been very close
because they struggled against Cincinnati.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of go.
Home.
That's where I kind of go with at least Seattle Seahawks. I don't believe that this team is going to compete, so to speak, or at least flirt with that NFC West division. I do believe it's going to come down to the Rams and 49ers. That's going to be a dogfight to crown that division. But I still think Seahawks have enough talent. Again, can't deny Russell Wilson. I think they have enough talent to entertain and flirt with that wild card.
They've been living off a lot of luck right now, but that luck is also starting to make them feel good about themselves. I mean, they get the Saints this weekend, okay? They get the Saints in Seattle.
Yeah, so you're very fortunate there.
Yeah, so you should beat the Saints.
But, again, 2-point win against the Steelers at Pittsburgh.
And you struggle against the Bungles, 21-20.
Yeah, at home.
But look, here's their next 3 games. We're going to get an idea. Saints should win.
That's not a good idea because, again, you're without Drew Brees.
But I'm just saying. Then they got to go to the Cardinals.
You should beat up them.
Then they get the Rams in Week 5.
They should lose. They should lose.
All right, but they get them at home.
Yeah.
And then they go to the Browns. So over the next 4 weeks, we'll see if they are a contender or a pretender.
And extending out of that, you got the Ravens coming to Seattle, on the road against Atlanta. Tampa Bay comes to Seattle, at Philadelphia. So, again, at least that middle chunk of their schedule gets a little, at least, it gets a little interesting for them. But, yes, it will be a good enough litmus test to go, okay, the Seahawks team is for real or they're complete garbage.
Yeah, and again,
we do need to get to our.
I was going to say, you win by the hair of your chinny chin chin, and that just kind of builds that momentum.
You won against terrible teams.
Yeah, but
that's not good.
You had the Saints for Week 3, and you had Drew Brees penciled in. Guess what? He's not there.
Yeah.
So you might just pencil in win number 3 on the season. All right, we do need to take a timeout. We're going to be right back and get ready to wrap things up here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
First Tier Bank is proud to team up again with the Wyoming chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. You're invited to join and participate in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer event on Saturday, September 28th. Registration begins at 10:30 in the morning at Lions Park at the South Picnic Shelter. For more information, contact Janet Lewis at 307-287-6569 or go online to alz.org/walk to learn more. We'll see you Saturday, September 28th at Lions Park for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, brought to you by the Wyoming chapter of the Alzheimer's Association and First Tier Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. This week's Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Tito's Handmade Vodka, 1.75-liter bottle, $28.99. Corona Family Beers, 12-pack of 12-ounce bottles or cans, $15.49. And Camarena Tequila, Silver or Reposado, 750-milliliter bottle, $15.49. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater, or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Taco Tuesday is calling. That's the sound of tacos packed with seasoned beef and classic toppings for an amazing price. Save on seasoned beef tacos every Taco Tuesday at Taco John's. Craver Savers.
Crunching.
Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Answer the call of Taco Tuesday with 89-cent seasoned beef tacos every Taco Tuesday.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be partly sunny with highs around 80 and winds out the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 45 and winds out the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 77, and on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 48.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. I know he's got to check down on the baseball season quickly over to the American League. Yankees, Twins, Astros still leading their divisions. The A's right now holding down the first wild card spot. Tampa Bay about a game behind Oakland, and still in contention are the Cleveland Indians as they're about 3 back. In the National League, the Braves have clinched a playoff spot, so they join the Dodgers, who've already wrapped up their division. Cardinals continue to lead the Central by a couple over the Cubs. Let's see right now, if we look at the playoffs, it would be the Nats with the first wild card spot.
They would
Cubs
host
are
that
half,
game,
yeah, they're a half game behind.
But
Now you got the
Milwaukee,
Brewers. Brewers have resurged a little bit. I would say the Diamondbacks,
Mets done,
and Phillies too. So, like I said, it makes for interesting conversation over the next.
And we're talking early on in NFL of teams being disappointing. Philadelphia, the Phillies of baseball ranks outside of the Rockies. Rockies were probably the biggest disappointment across all of MLB,
absolutely.
but Phillies were right up there of being a disappointment where I had high expectations. I thought they were going to compete for that NL East, be a little bit at least closer. Did not anticipate Washington to do what they did, or at least what they're doing right now, having a good possibility of making that wild card and hosting that wild card game. But Phillies right up there with the Rockies of being just a big disappointment.
Right, and the money they doled out for one Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
By the way, talking about the Brewers, they've won 9 out of the last 10, so watch out.
I think the Rockies are on a 4-game winning streak. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, they're 7-3 in their last.
They're
10
what,
games.
17 games below 500?
But they are eliminated from postseason competition.
Well, of course, yeah.
Just so you know.
I'm just saying, there's 17, I do believe 17, 18 games below 500. They should be.
19. To be exact. All right, we got to wrap things up here for this evening, and